Hi everyone, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. In today's video, we are going to be testing out a whole bunch of lush, summery newness. And you have no idea how long it's taken me to get that sentence out of my mouth. I feel like I've been here for hours. Oh my goodness. Anyway, if you are new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload 2 to 3 videos here on YouTube every single week, and I am usually more together than this, I promise you. If by the end of this video you found it helpful or entertaining in any way, I'd really appreciate it if you would come and join the Pampered Wolf Pack by clicking on that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I'm also on Instagram if you fancy following me over there as well. Whew, I feel like I need a drink. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so I've already primed my eyelids using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I love this stuff. The more I've tried out different eyeshadow primers, the more I come back to this one. Then I'm going to take an eyeliner from Nars. Now, this is one of their high pigment long wear eyeliners, and it's in the shade Sunset Boulevard. It's really, really nice. As you can see, I've used this one quite a bit, but not as an eyeliner. I was on a Nars seminar not so long ago, like a little Zoom call, and we applied it all over the lid. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Now you have to be really gentle with this, otherwise you will drag the eyelid, and you know, nobody wants to drag the eyelid, but I really like this. It's a great base. So I'm just literally applying that all over the lid and then just using my fingertip to blend that out. So you do have to work quite quickly with the Nars eyeliners. They are soft enough to use in this way, but they do dry down, which makes a great eyeliner because once they're on and dried down, you cannot budge these. They're absolutely phenomenal. But if you don't have quick fingers, do a small area and then blend it out with your finger. Do another small area and then blend it out rather than doing it in one whole swoop. Otherwise, it may look a little patchy and you might not be able to blend it properly. So now I'm going to take the brand new Taj Mahal Quad palette from Nars. These are just stunning. Look how rich and beautiful these are. Cannot wait to get some of this on my eyes. I'm going to use this really rich burgundy maroon shade. So beautiful. I'm just going to take the tiniest amount on my brush and go on that outer edge and also on the outer crease. I'm then going to go into the more orangey shade, which looks quite frightening in the pan, but believe me, once it's on and in that crease, it's just delicious. Finally, I'm going to take a finger of sparkle and just press that right down at the base of the eyelid. I'm in love with this. Now, I would usually go for those silvers, cool tone browns, minks. I just think sometimes you need to break away from the norm. This palette is beautiful. It's warm, it's luxurious, and it's that hint and that kick of summer that I've been waiting for quite a long time. Now, it's not stopped there. I'm going to take another one of the Nars pencils. This is in the shade Mulholland Drive, and it's a really beautiful bronzy brown toned shade. And I'm just really going to make sure that that is as close to the lash line as I can possibly get it, just to make those lashes look a bit thicker and to add a bit of depth to the look. Let's move on to primer. The primer that I'm using today is from Mercier. This is the Pure Canvas Primer. This is so smoothing, and yet it's really lightweight. It's got no silicone in here, so if you don't like the feel of silicone, that sort of slip that silicone can sometimes give the surface of the skin, you may want to give this one a go. It's really smoothing, really hydrating, but again, yeah, really, really lightweight. So I'm only applying a small amount, and this is for the whole of my skin. It just feels like a really lightweight hydrating lotion, more like a moisturizer. On top of the primer, I'm going to be trying a brand new product to me. I've been playing around with this for the last couple of days and I love it. I really love it. You can use this in so many different ways. This is from Iconic London and it's their Radiance Booster, and I've gone for the fairest shade, I think. It's called Shell Glow. This I've used as an inner corner highlight. I've used this underneath foundation all over my skin. I've used this just in areas where I want a bit of radiance, underneath maybe a tinted moisturizer or a foundation, but I've also used this on top of foundation as well. And it's not entirely what it's for. They do have some illuminating drops for that purpose, but if you're after something that is more subtle than their illuminating drops, highly recommend these. I really like them. So I'm just gonna pop this, just a little pump on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna pop this in the areas where I want that little bit more radiance poking through. So just on the tops of my cheekbones, maybe around the temples as well. But it's so pretty. Look how gorgeous that is. It just gives you that really subtle glow. If you want more of an illuminating effect underneath your eyes, if you suffer from dark circles, you can also pop a little bit of that underneath the eyes as well to reflect the light. And definitely the way that I'm really loving applying it is right on that inner corner. Now again, you can apply this all over the skin if you want to. But yeah, I just like to apply it in the areas that I feel I need it. So I'm going to come back to that a little later, but we're going to move on to tinted moisturizer. Now, I've finally managed to get my hands on this. This is from Laura Mercier and it's the Tinted Moisturizer Oil-Free Natural Skin Perfector. So I've gone for the shade 1N2. Now, I've also thoroughly enjoyed playing around with this for the last couple of days. I can say from my experience, this is really quite long wearing. I find that it lasts on my skin all day and is also, even though it's an oil-free formula, really quite hydrating on my skin. I'm going to apply it with a damp blending sponge today. I really love the finish that this gives. Stunning, really is. I find as well that this is quite a buildable formula, so if you're after more than sheer coverage, more than light coverage, you can actually get it with this tinted moisturizer, so it's really quite versatile. So I think I need to rethink my shade. I've got the shade 1N2, like I said before, in Vanilla, but it's slightly too deep for my skin, as you can see here, so I probably will be in the 0 range rather than the 1. I will link my possible better match in the description box for anybody that is my shade twin, but I will definitely be buying this in a slightly fairer shade. This is supposed to be a demi matte finish, so once this dries down, obviously it looks quite dewy on my skin now because it's still wet, but once this has dried down, it looks not matte, but I would say like a semi or a demi matte finish. There's a slight sheen, more like a satin, I would say, but it definitely looks light. You can still see skin even when you build it up, so yeah, it's got a big thumbs up from me. I've also got a feeling that this shade oxidizes on me. If anybody else has tried this and has found that it's oxidized on their skin, please let me know in the comments section, because I don't know if I'm imagining things or not, but I'm sure this is now darker than it was when I first started putting it on. Correct me if I'm wrong, everybody. So I went on camera and did my under eye colour correction and my concealer, because you've all seen me do that before. However, I did do something different. So even though I wasn't expecting to show you this footage, I did actually keep filming as I was doing it. So what I did was I mixed a couple of drops of the Iconic London Radiance Booster in with my MCGRATH Concealer, just to give it more of that radiant look rather than the matte look that this concealer gives. And I think it's a really, really beautiful finish. Slightly more natural, but slightly weaken the coverage of the concealer. So I guess it swings and roundabouts. I will mess around with it a little bit more to get the mix perfectly right, because I may have added slightly too much of the Radiance booster in, but we'll eventually get it right. Okay, let's move on to brows. I'm just going to do my outline and my filling in of my brows with my NYX Microbrow pencil off camera, and then I'm going to come back and use a new product. Okay, so while I've been off camera doing my brows, I've also done a little bit of a test on the back of my hand to see whether this is oxidizing, because I've been looking in the monitor and thinking, oh my goodness, my face is getting more and more orange by the second. So this is the Tinted Moisturiser dried down. Let's have a look at it when it first comes out of the tube. Side by side. Look at the difference. This has seriously oxidized on my skin. I mean, it looks like I've got a bit of a tan, but now I've got to bronze everything else up. So it is a little bit upsetting that this oxidizes to that degree. And it's not my skincare, because I don't have my skincare on the back of my hand. The back of my hand is completely dry and free of any sort of skincare. So it's just the normal oxidation process that is slightly irritating. Let's test out another product. I haven't actually used this one before, so this is not one that I've been testing. It's one that did get sent to me from BEAUTYPIE. This is the Archology Eyebrow Sculpting Gel, and this one is in the shade Blonde. Let's actually see if this is the right shade for me. This is the first blonde sculpting gel that I've seen that isn't yellow or orangey. So if you are after a sculpting gel, some sort of brow fixer that isn't orange on your blonde, I would definitely try this out at the moment anyway. At the moment, it's the right colour. Let's see what shade it dries down, but it's definitely got more of a cool toned look to it. Not a hint of yellow or orange in sight, so that makes me happy. They also sent me the clear version of the same product, so let's try that on the other side and we'll see whether this has got any hold in it whatsoever. I would say at the moment, no. I prefer the blonde. The blonde seems a bit thicker. This is quite a thin formula, the clear one, whereas the thick one seems to be a little bit thicker in texture, so has a bit more of holding capability. So yeah, I much prefer the actual fibery texture of the Archology Sculpting Gel in a shade than I do the clear version. Okay, so I've used the Iconic London Radiance Booster. I am now going to use another Iconic London product to bronze this look up a little bit. Like I need to. Come on. Anyway, I am going to add a little bit of dimension back into the face using this product. This is the Iconic London Sheer Bronze and it's in the shade Sun Kiss. I've popped a little bit of it onto the back of my hand and I'm just going to take a really small brush and just dab that around the perimeter of my face and just buff that in. This is a really subtle product. You know, it's not too much. It adds a hint of radiance and a hint of colour without being too intense. That's why I like it. Now you can build this up if you want it a little bit more dramatic, but I think I'm done with the drama today, I really do. So I'm going to go back into my Iconic London Radiance Booster, pop a little bit of that on the back of my hand. And once again, I'm going to take a tiny bit on my finger, like the tiniest little bit, press that in the inner corner just to add a little radiance and just highlight that area a little. And I'm not gonna go on the tops of my cheeks because the next product that I'm gonna go into is a beauty, and that will give me radiance and glow as well. This is a brand new product from Drunk Elephant, and it is their Bloos Rosy Drops. I'm not quite sure if I'm pronouncing that right, and to be quite honest, I really don't care. But you can correct me if you want to. Bloos. I quite like it though. Bloos. Now, once again, I have been testing these out for a good couple of days. I love these. And how I like them best is on completely bare skin, because these just melt into the skin and give you that glow from within look. It just looks like you've got that really beautiful, healthy, rosy glow, like you've been for a walk in the fields singing Edelweiss, you know, that sort of thing. So I'm just gonna pop a couple of drops on the back of my hand. These aren't really drops, it's more like a cream, but a very loose cream. And as you can see, it looks quite vibrant when it first goes on, but just in patting motions, I'm just going to apply this and spread this out using my fingertip. Look at that. It's very, very subtle. If you're wanting a little bit more colour, something a little more vibrant, you can create that look quite easily with just a little more. I really like it. Can you tell? So these are also multi-use drops. You can use them, as I'm doing, on top of makeup. You can use them on bare skin. You can also add these to your serum, your moisturizer, if you want that all over rosy glow. This has also got added skincare in there as well. Now, I always take this with a pinch of salt when I see makeup with added skincare in. I appreciate the fact that this isn't going to dry out my skin. Always like makeup items that definitely aren't going to dry my skin out and make it look scaly throughout the day. This definitely is going to be one of those products that won't do that. But I just think I apply skincare, which is a must. I then apply SPF, I apply a primer, I apply my makeup, then I'm applying this. How much of this is actually going to benefit my skin? I appreciate it being in there, it's an added bonus. But am I using this for the added skincare benefits? No. It's a lovely, lovely product though, and stunning. Really nice. Okay, I think we can all agree I need a little bit of shine control. So not in the areas that I've added any of the Radiance booster, but I am just going to apply some between my brows, in the center of my forehead, just around the corners of my nose and on the tip of my chin. Okay, so before we move on to the lips, which is the final new product that I have to show you in this video, I'm just gonna go back to the Nars Taj Mahal Quad and go into the maroon, beautiful, rich goodness shade. And I'm just going to run that just underneath this lower lash line, just on that outer edge, just to connect the dots and make everything a little bit more cohesive. Just finishes everything off much nicer. I'm also going to go into this shade here and go right from the middle to the inner corner. Then I'm going to take more of the Mulholland Drive pencil and just add that also to that outer corner. And finally, a lick of mascara, and we are ready to move on to lips. Okay, so finally, let's move on to lips. This is the final new product that I have to show you, and I cannot wait to get some of this on my lips again. I've been trialing this out like all of the other products for a good couple of days now. This is from Fenty Beauty, and it's their Heat Gloss Bomb in the shade Hot Cherry in 01. Now, I believe at the moment this is the only shade that they have, but with them putting the name of the shade on the bottle and calling it 01. I've got a feeling they will be releasing some more. Let me just read you a little bit of bump that's on the website. So this is supposed to give an instant plumping effect. It's a shimmer-free colour, so no sparkle whatsoever, that's easily applied alone or on top of a lipstick. I'm applying it completely by itself today. This has something in here called Plump Job Complex. You heard me right. I'm not saying it again. This is an innovative blend of ingredients, including ginger root oil, capsicum fruit extract, which is pepper, to gently titillate and plump the lips. This has a lush, smooth texture with a hint of a tint that feels comfortable and nourishing. It's got conditioning shea butter and vitamin E in there to help lock in the moisture. It has that intense look shine. And it has a light peach scent. I actually thought this tasted a little bit like strawberries, but maybe I got it wrong and it's peach. Let's apply some of this. So it does have that slight tingling sensation on the lip. It goes slightly warm. I wouldn't say it's super hot. It's not painful. It's not uncomfortable. It's just slightly tingly. It's definitely really smooth. It actually feels quite creamy. I definitely wouldn't say that this had a peach scent. This is definitely strawberry or raspberry popsicle flavoured for me. I don't know where they got peach from. Maybe this is a different formula. Maybe in the US it smells of peach, but this to me does not smell of peach. Definitely not. It feels really hydrating. It feels really nourishing. It actually feels plumping. I'm not sure whether it looks plumping, but it definitely feels like it's doing something. So, I like the look of it anyway, and that's generally what I wear a gloss for. So, tick tick. So that's the final look for today, and yes, I have finally done my hair. Do you know what enticed me to actually do my hair and make an effort today? My mum popped some paper round for Bea earlier on. Obviously, she's not allowed to see her because Bea is isolating with Seth at the moment. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have already known this. But she popped over today. She's had a new haircut. She looked amazing. She's got these new jeans on, and she had a little top on tucked into the front of her jeans. She just looked unbelievable, and I thought I need to up my game because at the moment I look older than she does. So I've done my hair. This is the final look. Let me know if you've already got any of these products. Do you like them? Have you not got on with them? Let everybody know your experiences in the comment section below, and hope to see you all again in the next video. Bye everyone.